Alright. Week 10. That's crazy that it's been 10 weeks now. But the prompt for this past week was to build a coaster across the template that had a bridge and a river in the middle. And this was actually... I forgot to mention in the previous video, but the idea for this contest was originally by TCD, so we have him here as a guest reactor, judge, slash whatever you want to call it.
Hello.
Huge. Nobody else for now this week. Maybe we'll get someone else, probably not. But I guess we can just get right into it here.
I'll have enough to say, I think. We'll see.
Oh yeah, you know, there's always like more than you would think there is to say. So this first one is by Grandcrackers. We have Trench Diver. And their additional comments are, this coaster is so horrible.
Yeah, is it a Chance Hyper? Or like a Morgan Chance thingy? Yeah, it is.
It
GTX,
is.
that's what it's called.
Let me fix that. Very shiny.
Yeah, that's what Ultimate materials are like. Oof.
They got the custom arrow sounds. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah, I can hear it. Oh, lift slow down. That's a pretty cool like view from the drop, to be honest.
It is, and it goes under the bridge there, which is cool.
Yeah.
First airtime hill, a little bit of tunnel clearance there, but that's fine. So much of this is underground. That's interesting.
Yeah. I'm not sure how to feel about that.
I don't know either, but it's kind of cool.
Oh, that was a clip there.
Another hill. The wide stance supports.
Yeah.
The layout's not bad. It flows very GTX-esque, I would say. It's just the being underground part is very interesting.
Yeah, it seems a bit like a cop-out to have it all underground. The idea is there. I really like the view of the first drop from the top of the lift, seeing the bridge. But other than that, I'm not 100% certain on the rest of the template usage, honestly.
Let's take a look at this second train here. I like this custom spine on the lift. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like the idea of that being the angle you see when you drop over and under. I like the return going over. I think this layout is just very stretched out, and if it was tightened up, it would probably be a lot better without even having to change any of the element flow.
Yeah, because the elements flow together pretty good.
Yeah, the elements do flow together pretty good. It's just very stretched. And if it wasn't stretched, I reckon it would be a pretty fun little thing, honestly.
Yeah, the Hyper GTXs are pretty fast-paced. You can feel the borderline RMC influence.
Yeah, those supports over the water are very wide as well.
You gotta do what you gotta do for the template, I guess.
It could have at least put a horizontal brace in there.
You can, that's true.
There are a few ways you could have done that, and that's certainly one of them, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the hill that goes over the bridge of supports connecting to there are pretty.
Oh, I didn't even notice. This is like proper custom track too.
Yeah, I think it comes with the kit, with the trains come with.
Oh, I'm not even familiar with this pack. Are these this is Coaster Beats, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it comes with the trains, track generator, and some hardware components as well.
Lovely. Well, still very cool nonetheless, I think. I do like the
idea
flow.
is solid. The idea is great. The execution is just not quite there, which is a shame because if it was made better, it'd probably be up there.
It's very. I see the vision though. That's the important part. You got that across.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Let's take a look at the next one here. All right, this next one is by Actionzbaron. This is Impulse. And I'm seeing some interesting stuff on this. Splash screen, let's see how it holds up. Infinity with a launch here.
That is a fast launch.
It's an Infinity, so
Yeah, they're still pretty heavy when they're 4 across. Not 4 across, 4 cars.
That's true. But if anyone's going to do a launch like that, it's Gerstlauer.
Yeah. It's not too bad so far.
No, it's not. It's not super Gerstlauer, but like I get the vision. Oh, I like the launch on the bridge. That's fun.
Yeah, it's like that that instrument in China. I've forgotten the name of it. Dolphin something. Steel Dolphin.
Yeah. I see some Steel Dolphin in this.
Yeah. It reminds me of it a lot, whether it's intentional or not. A lot of right turns there.
Actually, this part over here feels a lot like Karnan without the drop and everything.
I like that wave over the cliff edge. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Then the way back, just along the side of the bridge. With the custom bridge supports there, always good.
Yeah. So a lot more of a flowy, wavy layout.
Yeah, which is really cool. I like these custom supports up here. Good job on those. And the launch across the bridge is always fun. I was wondering how many people would be doing that. I guess we'll find out more so.
When I came up with this idea of bridge crossing contest, one of the things was like, I know there's going to be a lot of people that do a launch over the bridge, which is why I was going to push for interactivity with like going under it and stuff and around it. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah,
because this was your idea initially.
Yeah.
And I guess you were maybe going to host it at some point, but.
It's one of those things where it doesn't suit my format of contest templates, where I go for a high realism thing, where it's sort of the thing where like you're not going to be able to pull off something fantastic in it.
Right. Yeah, which is why it works here, because you usually do like the much bigger format, like the Seaside Screamer and all those. Let me get a little bit on this far side.
It goes out quite far. I think I wish it was more compact. In a way, like I don't want the layout to be different. I just think some of the turns could have lasted a bit longer. For example, like that cutback off from a distance there, on the left,
this one?
On the top left. Yeah, if that was by imagine if that was by the cliff edge instead.
Yeah, like wrap this whole section down to like here.
Yeah. Yeah,
you could probably do that without too much trouble. But it's still cool in the first place.
Yeah, nice and fast-paced.
I don't know how much experience you have Actionzbaron, so this is very solid for, you know, not being a power user. Supports all look good, pretty good tier 2. Yeah, especially
like
these ones attached.
Yeah, the hops into the second launch are fun. It's like icons ones.
Yeah, that part flows really well. Awesome. Take a look at the next one. Alright, this is Haysieee with Gaia. They say, this is Gaia, a Mac multi-launch coaster. Utilizing the bridge as a path interaction moment, a coaster passes over guests twice on the bridge. Once in a long, slow stall for the hang time factor, and once with a long piece of track to give you a good chance to take in the views. I attempted some world building in this challenge. The normal white background floor wouldn't work with the river. Ooh. So we got the outer bank on the first turn. I like these colors. They're like
not sure about the stuff in the launch, but that's just me being
What do you mean, like the brakes or?
Yeah, I don't like those unless they serve a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like on Ride to Happiness, when it's like for the audio build-up.
But you're a huge you're like a big functionality snob when it comes to.
Yeah, this is what yeah, being a ride operator does to you.
The brain rat, 00G.
Yeah.
Slow
Nice.
00G, but still 00G. And then airtime launch. Let's go.
It's quite funny how the airtime launch on Copperhead was born out of necessity, and now it's just a thing that appears everywhere.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm glad for it because, like, you know, you totally could. There's no reason
absolutely.
not to now.
Yeah.
Then the airtime hill for the top passover.
Not sure about how the pace over there.
A little bit slow, but
I reckon you
there's
could
always-
have made that into 2 camelback hills, like the ones on Joker, instead of one flat, long thing. So it would have served the same, like, interaction level, but it would have just had a bit more going on for the riders.
True, but you would lose the shared spine look.
Yeah, that is also true.
It's a difficult one to figure out. I like the little S-bend at the end there.
Yeah. It's definitely I think out of the ones we've seen so far, this is one of the more sprawling ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of space over here. This side's pretty compact, though, with the back over here.
Yeah, the idea of the path interaction on the bridge, though, is a good one. And having it be a pathway that leads to 2 different sides of the park, that'd be a pretty good view. We'd need to have nets absolutely everywhere, but...
I mean, if it was in the States, at least.
Yeah, well, anywhere.
Perhaps. We can hope.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that previous, like the first entry we had, I think this layout would work a lot better if it was just a bit tighter. Like, even if the element flow is exactly the same. You could have had that loop actually have the bit that goes into the airtime hill. The loop could have threaded that as well if it was moved up a little bit.
True. Just move this track like a little over here. That would have been really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have definitely made for a good centerpiece. I'm not sure if it's intentional to make it feel like a more family ride, but it does work in that regard, even if it was unintentional, like Manta.
Yeah,
where it's
actually.
not like where it's not like super intense. It's nice and flowy and easy for people to ride.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bigger cheetah hunt type of.
Yeah.
Even though it's a Mac.
They made Manta.
Yeah, but Manta doesn't have an inversion.
It could if it wanted to.
Did it really?
It could if it wanted to.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I'm not saying this is something they actually planned. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, oh gotcha.
So I was thinking of Storm Coaster because that's just a regular mega item and it's got a roll at the end because they wanted one.
That's right. So I guess that's probably the closest to this.
Yeah.
Let's get a view of the bridge down here. That's a cool sight shot.
Needs a bit more beef on the supports, I'd say.
They're not too bad though, especially on the lower section.
Mainly on the stall section. It's always like invaluable to just look up photos of similar things, and like even if you don't copy the supports 1-to-1, you'll see the amount of density there is required. So it doesn't matter if you get it like bang on accurate, you'll normally be able to tell what needs a lot of structure to hold it up in places.
Yeah, but that's something you'll get a feel for, like, as you go, for sure.
I mean, this is feedback, isn't it?
Yeah, feedback. Feedback is nice. I try not to go, like, too hard with the feedback in these, just because there's the reputation for that in the larger community.
Yeah. But if you're ever doing a big stall, just look up photos.
Yeah, or
doesn't have to be a direct copy.
Yeah, or like any element in general.
Yeah. Always
Awesome.
your best friend.
Oh yeah, reference photos are always the best friend. Awesome. Drop tower. Alright, let's see the next one. Alright, we got SecretImbecile back with Barrow. This is a coaster called Barrow. It's an interpretation of what a less intense 4D coaster might look like. That's interesting. Didn't have time for custom supports or scenery this week. Emailing professor for an extension.
Yeah.
I can't really do an extension because of circumstance, but you can always finish it and publish it somewhere if you liked what you started. Alright, now is this a launch is the question.
I was about to say, was that you speeding up?
yeah, I did speed up the sim.
Oh dear.
With the old template, the old stuff in the back there.
Yeah, there's been a couple people who've done parks of that. I think Cat Potatoes happened on Steam that I looked at some point.
Yeah, no, they've been adding their entry to their template like every time.
Yeah. Ooh, nice bit of airtime, I guess.
A bit of seat rotation there.
Nice.
Oh, that's fun. The fake out. Mini
It
roll.
reminds me of the original Arrow 4D concepts, like the really small ones.
Right, yeah, because it was supposed to be something like this in the first place.
Yeah.
It's interesting, like, having like a coaster style that's like so inversion like heavy, and then just
Ooh.
like not do inversions most of the time.
Yeah.
Because I guess you've only really got the one inversion there over the river.
Yeah.
But there's 3 hills, and for the first 2 of them just fake out.
I like it. It's fun.
I agree.
I like how it looks on the bridge as well, because it makes it look like an arch bridge, which is very cool. I
It
like
does,
that.
yeah. Liar, you did get custom supports in here. Unless these are defaults with they're edited defaults, aren't they?
I think the lift ones are custom. Even if they're edited well enough to hide it, so...
Yeah. Because then this one fakes out forwards.
Hmm.
This element is such a cool element that I have been like wanting to see done
Yeah, I
properly for so long.
really like that. I
Yeah.
really like that.
That's a cool interaction, how it like doesn't go over, and then this fakes out backwards.
Yeah. I think the only thing I would have wanted out of this entry is just maybe one pass under the bridge, but I guess the 4D is too big for that. Or at least the NL2 4D is.
Oh yeah, because it's so big.
Yeah, if people are unaware, it's grossly overscaled.
Yeah,
in NoLimits
if you
2.
freeze a 4D and put it next to like a Schwarzkopf or something, it'll you could see it's very large.
Yeah.
But it's still very cool here.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's a fun little less intense experience.
Yeah, for
I wish
sure.
I wish they did build one like this. Honestly, like it's a shame that, as much as I like X2 and the other big 4D coasters, I wish there was a family or like a less intense variant that was built before Arrow went under.
Yeah, I would have really liked to see like what they had envisioned for it at least.
Yeah.
As much as I am a huge fan of X2, and it's my like number 3.
Yeah, I think it's my number 2.
I think it's my number 3 of like 430 or something.
I'm on like half that, I think, just over half that.
Well, we were talking earlier before we started recording about the trip you're going on soon, so you'll probably get 100 from
Yeah.
that.
We'll see.
Very cool.
Yep.
This one, honestly, I feel like could take like this section up here as well and fold it back over this way here and get a little bit more space saved as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that would affect like the layout back here. Still works very well, very cool. Awesome.
Yeah, literally not much to say about the coaster itself other than I wish it interacted more with the bridge, but with the 4D it's hard to
But yeah,
do.
there's only so much you can do sometimes. Alright, let's see the next one. Alright, this is Germie's Coaster Yard, back again with RallyCoaster. So welcome to NoLimits 2 Forest Rally. Strap in the driver's seat of your very own rally car and navigate the rough terrain of this unforgiving forest as fast as you can.
Interesting choice for a wooden coaster for this sort of template.
Yeah. The concept that I had if I were to do something for this would probably have been an infinity flyer. And I think I would have had like a double airtime hill over the bridge, and
Yeah.
then see if I could thread both of the passes underneath the bridge with a corkscrew going around the whole
Ooh.
thing. I thought with,
Yeah, that
with
would've
like
been-
the spine, it would have looked really cool, I think.
Yeah.
Launch up into space around like a volcano up here, it looks like.
It's like Iron Rattler.
Yeah. Ooh. Spicy.
A lot of hang time there.
Oh, there's a bridge crossing.
One of the bridge crossings. I'm assuming it'll go back under it, right?
Yeah, I think I saw it go back under there. Got the Outlaw Run style stall. Wave turn. Oh, and some of the entries didn't get to it in time. But I did update the template a couple like days after posting it with a new template that had the terrain restricted like only around the bridge so that you could edit the terrain everywhere else. But it's okay if you didn't. You didn't really lose out on much.
I see. It goes for a launch under. That's cool.
Launch under. With the other track on top makes that really, really cool.
Yeah, that's a neat little feature.
The lightning rod quad down type vibes right there over there.
Yeah.
Into the wall stall. And then this is the brakes here.
That's a very neat little idea.
Very different from everything else so far.
Yeah.
So we've got the mountain up here, and then bridge crossings.
There's like some little bunny hills, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting idea.
I like that it has the two passes that go over the bridge, but it's also got the one underneath here to the side as well.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite part, is that little bit underneath, and then the roll. It is a roll, isn't it? Afterwards, it goes out around the lakeside.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a neat little bit of interactivity and flow.
Yeah, for sure.
The whole sequence into the second launch, I think, is really fun.
Yeah.
Where you do the roll up and over, few humps, turns, and then into that launch is very cool.
Mm-hmm. And completely different from everything else so far.
Yeah, props for doing a wooden coaster as well, because obviously if you go back over, you'll see they would have done some modifications to make sure that it can actually fit on the bridge support-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like always more work, especially in these like time-constrained contests like this.
Especially even if you're editing the prefab wood supports, it's still it's still an interesting experience.
Half the time, I swear it takes longer to edit the prefabs, like the generated supports, than it does to just make custom wooden supports.
Yeah, you of all people would know.
Yeah. Go watch the Firefall video.
Could you imagine if you had this support generator when you made Firefall originally?
I wouldn't have had to do anything. It wouldn't have even been interesting.
Yeah.
But this is very cool and very different.
Yeah, I like the vibe it's got. I like the whole, like, the parts of the coaster being separated by the bridge. That wasn't the other thing I wanted out of it as well, is having it be like a split between the parts of the layout.
Yeah, having like two distinct halves, kind of.
Yeah, and this capitalizes on that quite well.
For sure, yeah. Let's take a look at this train going around here. You got different train colors. That's always fun.
And some lights.
And the lights, yeah.
Do you remember that was a feature they put in one of like the original NoLimits 2 trailers? And were like attaching objects to cars.
Did they really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was in one of the original trailers, and it's only become like a feature that the rest of the community who don't know scripting can use, thanks to the amazing community assets people have made. Yeah,
Bastani like single-handedly carrying the entire NoLimits community.
Yeah.
Alright, this one was cool. Let's take a look at the next one. Alright, this is MLDesigns back again with Brücke looping. I don't know if I pronounced that right. It's got the U with the umlauts.
Oh, hello.
Premiere launch, getting right into it.
That's some points from me already. I've not even seen the rest of the ride. I love premiere launches. Ooh.
Loop around the bridge. He says, speed the ride inspired Premiere LIM. It just means bridge looping. Good to know.
Of course.
Does this have a fast switch? No.
No. It's
oh no, it's just a shuttle.
Yeah. That is neat. I like that.
And the supports at the bottom for this one look really good.
Yeah. That'd be a great... It's like that one with the stall over the bridge. That'd be a great pathway.
Yeah.
Just walk through.
This very convenient, nice little dive down in here.
Look at that. That's very cool. It's definitely short but sweet.
But with the Premiere, I can't really blame you for that, because Premiere supports are like notoriously like suck to make at least.
Yeah, I've had to do that for a project that I've not finished yet.
We got these
making a lot of use
here.
of a lot of use of the support attachments. Yeah, that is definitely the best way that could be done.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so goofy.
Very. You better hope the concrete is like perfect down here with this amount of like overhang.
Yeah. Just need to wait for it to ascend again. Get those ops going.
Really? That's not the reset button.
I would hate to be in charge of doing an evac on this if it stalled.
Oh gosh, down there, yeah.
Yeah. Even if it was without guests, like how do you recover that?
You just don't, you just tear the ride down. It's over.
Yeah, it's done.
You got like a Mr. Freeze style like roll down here too.
Yeah, so far this is definitely my favorite in terms of the bridge usage. Coaster-wise, I think overall I prefer the 4D so far. But this definitely, so far, I think uses the template the best for this specific use case.
Got your votes locked in so far.
I liked as much as the HQSum wasn't quite as good as some of the others, I also really liked the view of that drop had and that chance GTX.
Yeah, I really did. With the drop like right there was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, the support's coming off of these ones too is really cool. I didn't even notice that. Awesome. Definitely another different take that I wasn't expecting to see.
Yeah, I thought people would do some shuttle coasters, but not that kind of shuttle coaster.
Right. Right, let's see the next one. Alright, we have Stunt Flight by Changa.
This is one of the ones that I saw a photo of, which is what we're seeing now.
That bridge interaction's looking real cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
He says, sorry about the late submission, had everything planned out, but was wiped out by a migraine last night. Well, hope you feel better, but submission, honestly, submission, you made it on time. As long as the form is open, you're good to submit. Said, placeholder name was Aero Force Red, but it was too cursed to be used. Oh, with the twist away, fake out, not going for the bridge right away.
Yeah, that's fun. Nice.
With the stall there.
It's the is it Gotham City Escape that has that?
Doesn't Icon kind of as well?
No, not to that extent. I like that a lot.
Ooh. I saw some interesting cable supports there. We'll come back and take a look at those.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Straight into another roll.
That's good. That's really cool. Oh man, literally one entry later and I'm changing my mind already.
That was some sick interaction.
That is a very good ride.
I like this like spine extension down here for the lift too. And the custom.
Yeah.
That's cool. Alright, let's see this.
Yeah, no, I like both of the drops to the bridge are really cool.
Yeah, coming off the hill straight into it.
Yeah, like the initial big hill one, like the big hill on Helix, and then the roll drop, which is something that I've always wanted to do.
The roll drop is real cool.
I've wanted to do it the other way around, where you roll up and then into an airtime hill, but it was hard. Never finished it in the end. I think that's one of the things that made it on my 5 hours of power attempts. I think that was the second ever one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like this. It feels very Mac.
I like this a lot as well. It does feel very Mac, actually. It feels like a little bit slow on top of some of these elements, but like I don't really have any other things to say other than that.
walk across the bridge and look at those interlocking corkscrews from there. Oh, that looks amazing.
That is really cool. With the other one over here too.
Yeah. Oh man, that is
I
great.
like the way you've like done the supports on the bridge here as well.
Yeah, it's very creative. Whew.
So far, I think you've got the best support bridge interaction as well.
Yeah,
you got
no,
like
definitely.
directly connected here and here. The thicker spine down here too. That's fun.
Yeah, that's very cool. I
And
really
the
like this one.
cables.
Yeah.
The cables are super interesting.
Wouldn't want one of those to go.
Thunder Rolfing does it, so
Yeah, that's true.
that's so cool. Let's get one shot of this like coming through from here.
Yeah, I think this is definitely my favorite overall so far now. I really like that.
This is really cool. Great job on this one.
Yeah, great coaster, great interaction. What more could you want?
Yeah, for real, what more could you want? That's so cool. Alright, let's see the next one here. This is Steel Viper from Cat of the Potatoes. It says, this week, how did Intamin ever build this? Oh, this is the one that I saw earlier.
Yeah.
This looks like it's just a standard Intamin Impulse, but with a loop.
Yeah, I think it is.
But you know, if they can do more than... Oh!
Oh, it's a multi-launch, okay.
I mean, it's a regular Impulse, so yeah, I just didn't expect it to... I guess
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking that, yeah, I guess it wouldn't clear the loop the first launch. But he says...
I was expecting it to sail straight over, to be honest.
Yeah, for real. He says, additional comments says, this week, how did Intamin ever build this? The ride. It's an Impulse without any yellow, so bonus points there. Seriously, just like the idea of an extended Impulse, use the in-game Wicked Twister recreation as a base and modified from there. So, some of the inbuilt coasters don't have support flanges on them. Interesting, I did not notice that. Although I can't say that I open them very often.
It's because they were made in NoLimits 1 and ported over.
Yeah, that'll do it. Because NoLimits 1 did not have flanges at all. So probably add a clone of this to Potato World, albeit with normal supports.
That loop would be super intense.
It would. But, like, there's ones of these that have that. Like the one at Park Warner.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely not getting any points on the bridge interaction front. However, imagine if you had like a really long bridge and it was just a launch that went all the way across like a river or a lake or something. Like imagine if this was 3 times the length or something.
Although it is inverted, so like the interaction here is still like pretty cool nonetheless, even though it's not super interesting.
Is it high enough to have a pathway underneath it is the question.
It might be, but it also has like the catwalk going directly to the station here, so it probably isn't.
I was gonna say, if you've made it so that was a pathway, that would be incredible. Just look up and there's just whoosh.
Oh yeah, yeah, that would have been
straight.
That's enough space.
That would be cool.
That would
just standing directly underneath it as it launches. Yeah. It'd be a nightmare for operations, but damn it, it would look cool.
Yeah, for real. Just no loose fitting shoes.
Yeah, just a massive net across the entire thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll still be able to see up, and you'll still feel the rush of like air pressure.
Mm-hmm. For some reason, that makes me think of the one Impulse that was in like China or something that just had 2 straight spikes.
No, that was Japan. That was the first ever
Japan?
Impulse. Yeah, it was Tokyo Dome.
Oh, it was Tokyo Dome, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it's called. I'll probably edit a picture into the video.
Yeah, no, I've forgotten what it's called as well. But
it was just funny that it had 2 straight spikes.
Yeah, but this is better than that in like every regard.
Oh yeah, for sure. And they went and built another one of these with the modern like track spine, so who knows, maybe it'll
get that loop built, boys.
Maybe they'll come back to this.
Yeah.
Hit him with that like, why didn't I think of that?
If Matt can propose a super splash with a loop, I'm pretty sure that Intamin can do an Impulse with a loop.
That is so true. What if this was a boat? Very cool. And I like the way the supports were put on the bridge here as well.
Oh yeah, those support connectors in the bridge are pretty fun.
Yeah,
I like that.
and I wouldn't have even realized that this was the default twister modified either, because it looks pretty good, and these supports definitely like fit the vibe. Nowhere near as cursed as the other impulse loops. I don't know what's wrong with those support structures that they had to do that for.
It's only on one of them. One of them's got regular ones, and then the other one's got the cage.
Does it? I thought both of them had the cage. I don't know. I'll have to take a look again. But very cool.
Can't wait to see where that ends up in the... Was it Potato Park you said it was called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Potato Park, right? Potato World.
Potato World, yeah.
Awesome. Let's see the next one. Alright, this is Coaster Jappy with Insanity Express Hypercoaster. He says, it's over the bridge, through the entrance, and to the left of where the entrance will be. I'm seeing a Batman Park Warner. Is it Park Warner? Is it Park de Atracciones? Whatever Madrid Batman is.
Yeah.
Coaster Jappy always has these like full-on like parks. Oh, there's the previous entries.
That is a big ride. What the hell?
Very big, yeah.
Wait.
Ooh. Is this a second bridge? They did. They cloned the bridge. That's fun. I remember they did ask if you could like build other bridges to go across. So cloning the bridge, that's fun. That works.
Second bridges hit the template.
There's the Raven in a box. I like how you've submitted like so many parks at this time, but this is the only one that's in every single entry. Chick-fil-A. And then back across the bridge. See some path interaction, that's fun. Oh, the bridge is the entrance.
Yeah, that's the bridge, okay.
Yeah, this is the bridge. Oh! Big fan of that. Alright, let's get to the station here. And yeah, it's a Batman style Intamin.
That is a very small amount of cars for a ride of that size.
Batman only has 3 as well.
Yeah, but Batman's not... I'm assuming that's 200 feet tall.
It looks 200 feet, yeah. Got the Pantheon start.
Ooh. Switch.
No airtime launch.
Interesting. From what I've gathered, those launches are there out of necessity, by the way. Like the one on Copperhead is, but for a different reason entirely.
Yeah, it's so that there's a good like valley point in the case of like losing power. I love the airtime hill on the vertical spike.
Yeah, I think someone did one of those in a King of Car 2.0 reimagining recently, Roro.
Really?
Yeah. So it's been living in my mind since then, so either he got the inspiration from that or came up with it himself. Either way, somebody please make that in real life.
I think someone, it might have been Mac, did a like modern boomerang interpretation that had one of those for one of the spikes.
Interesting.
But that was a while ago. Very low fast layout. It's like a Velocicoaster type spaghetti bowl, but like not in a spaghetti bowl. That's a really nice sequence.
Blimey, you really don't have a lot of time to breathe on this. Is that like an incline loop over the bridge?
I think so. We are so back, let's go. The biggest incline loop stan. And
Are you going to ride a Iron Menace then?
Probably eventually. Yeah, the supports down here are crazy. I didn't even realize that. That's cool.
There's a thick pipe.
Alright, let's get back here. Yeah, the airtime hill on the spike.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. The custom LSM sounds.
I think there's another thing that comes in Coaster Pete's like kit as well for these.
I see. Are these Coaster Pete's trains as well then?
Yes. How am I more clued into the NoLimits 2 community than you are?
I missed quite a while of it. Quite a bit of it for the past, like, year or so.
Yeah.
Not even a year or so.
Yeah.
Like, the last, like, 3 years are just a whole.
Yeah, this coaster's, it's very much, I don't know, like, I like it, but I feel like it should have more... I know this is sound really dumb, but I really wish it had more cars. Like 9, like a 9305 style, like long train going through those elements would be really cool.
Yeah, I see the Batman inspiration for like why it has 3 cars.
Yeah.
Just to be like by that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I think
yeah.
the size of this is big enough that you could totally get away with like 6. Just because this is so much bigger than Batman. Because I think Batman's only about this tall.
Jeez, that beyond the vertical drop as well.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
It's so steep.
That's sick. Well, awesome, and you got this whole area built out. Coaster Jappy always goes extra with the areas building out.
Yeah.
Is there anything actually in here? No. But
Skull Mountain.
I'm intrigued by what the plans are for that. The pirate ship here. Very cool, yeah. Coaster Jappy always going the extra mile for the entire area build.
The high IQ trick would have been cloning the bridge and then having the coaster interact with that bridge as well. Like, it technically wouldn't have counted towards the template usage, but...
True. Very cool. And incline loop, we are so back.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that that's like the bridge interaction because it like only goes under the bridge.
Yeah.
But it's also got the stall over, but it also has the canopy over the top, so it interacts even less. But that's interesting. Very cool. Yeah, this one's awesome. Awesome. Let's see the next one. Right, this is Peregrine by Matrix Coasters. No additional comments. My bad, I posted the template twice and didn't take the bridge coaster to 0 trains either time.
Yeah.
If I do
Oh,
that...
it's a flying.
It is a flying. Speed up to get to the top here.
Yeah.
Ooh!
Whoa.
That's interesting. And that's the bridge interaction.
Oh, nice.
That's fun.
Seeing a layout like this really makes me wish that we had the Vekoma Flyers native in L2.
Real.
Because I reckon this sort of layout would be more suited to that train than the B&M ones. The B&M ones are like an absolute dinosaur of a ride system these days.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, I like it. It's nice and flowy.
Back through the bridge again. Something about that flows like so well.
Yeah, this isn't a knock against the creator because obviously, like, we only have the B&M trains. If that was a Vekoma one, that'd be so cool looking.
But you'd also be getting comments that the Vekoma doesn't support lies or whatever.
It can.
It can, but it's
Surely.
not like designed for it or something. Because the seats are too like laid back or something.
Sure. Oh well. I like it, nice and flowy. That bridge interaction thing is cool.
It is really cool. The first drop is kind of awesome. And the pretzel over like the area introduction is really cool. That's a really nice like setup view.
It's like a park entry almost. And
Yeah,
then
for
you go
real.
through it. Like you have Furies fly through and Gatekeepers keyholes.
Yeah.
I think was the term they called it.
Yeah.
Yeah, show me that bridge interaction though. That drop is cool.
That drop is really cool.
I think Tom Nav made a flying coaster once upon a time that had a similar drop style. I'm kind of surprised that it's not used by a lot more people.
Yeah, it's like just outside of like the range of what people think of, I guess. Because people are like, oh yeah, straight drop, or to have that full like half loop thing. But like a twisting half loop out is like kind of the middle ground between those two, but for some reason that just never crossed my mind.
That with like an Immelman out, like the second half of a pretzel loop. Would be really cool.
Yeah, but this is also really cool and works with the terrain better.
Oh yeah. You probably get flung out of the seat towards the restraint on that roll as well, which would be really fun.
Yeah.
Is it airtime if you're pushed up against the restraint of a flying coaster? I keep saying wing coaster.
I have no idea. I think,
What even is airtime on a flying coaster? Is it being pushed towards the seat, or is it being pushed towards the restraint?
It's the brake run.
Oh no.
Like, theoretically speaking, yeah, it's the brake run.
I'm not taking that as an answer.
Alright, this one was really cool. Let's take a look at the next one. If we're going by ASTM eyes up standards, yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, the bridge interaction on that one was really cool. I liked it.
Yeah, for sure. This is TB with Stheno?
Is that an invert? It is an invert.
Ooh, it is an invert. Oh, it's a second gen invert.
Ah. Down we go.
There's the bridge for later.
Mm-hmm.
So far we got Kumba.
Everything all leads back to Kumba.
Yeah. I mean, all B&Ms pretty much, because it's not like they do anything new.
Loop.
Nice middle of the layout loop. Those are always fun.
Isn't Hulk like one of the only ones that does that? And technically Banshee.
What, with a loop in the middle of the layout?
Yeah. Here we go.
I think Dragon Con does as well, doesn't it?
Hmm. Oh, I think so. I can't remember. It's been too long since I've been on that thing.
And Montu does as well.
Yeah. I like the swoop under the bridge.
I do like the swoop under the bridge.
Feel a bit too high up to feel the rush of the water, but yeah, not sure about that support span, unfortunately.
It's fine. But, it's fine. These are very unique supports to deal with the problem here.
Well, no, the idea of having that sort of triangle on the lift is actually pretty good. Like,
yeah, I agree.
That's definitely a good way to solve that sort of span. Because, I mean, effectively, that's how Falcon's Flight's big thing works. It's just a big triangle, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Triangles are the best shape. For structures, at least. Hexagon's the best shape.
Aren't, like, spheres technically the best shape, like, objectively?
No, but you can't, like, put spheres together. You'd have empty space, whereas a hexagon...
True.
Yeah, I like this layout.
Yeah, I like this a lot too.
I like the 0G over as well, just after that loop there. It's nice and low.
Yeah, this part flows really nice right here.
Yeah.
And then leads nicely into the bridge interaction.
Yeah, I like the interaction. I wish it was more of an interesting element, but the flow of like where that is placed is great.
Yeah, definitely. Very cool. Awesome. Alright, we had 2 last-minute entries here that were submitted a little bit late, but that's fine. You can always reach out, and if I haven't finished up the video yet, then maybe I could include them. But for these last 2, let's do the first one here. It was Total Eclipse by one Xenph. And I'm not going to have any guests for this one because we already recorded the rest of the video, but that's fine. Intimate Mega Modern type? Like, Wallaby Beldrums? Perhaps? Oh, big non-inverting loop. I like the custom supports there. Big hill over the bridge. I'm getting like a Hyperion vibes a little bit. But also a little bit of Flying Aces. And up into the brakes there. Oh yeah, I see the Hyperion and the Hyperion in the lift structure there. Beyond vertical drop. This is very flat, like rollover-y, non-inverting loop. And a lot of these like low hills. Doesn't like interact directly too much with the bridge, but the interaction of like having it there in the first place is still pretty cool. And this like big wave here. I like the miscolored spine down here, that's kind of cool. And then into the brakes. What's this other coaster back here? This looked interesting. Very interesting, but that's not part of it. Very cool. Let's see the next one. Alright, this one's by Foxhound. So, I don't think they had a name for it. Ooh. Immediate dive down in here. Loop around. That's what we like to see. Oh my gosh. Stall over the bridge is pretty cool. And then just some big slower stuff into the brakes. A lot of these like low outer banks. That's a different concept to the others. I like the airtime launch over, and this definitely had a lot of bridge interaction. The loop that also threads with this. No supports, I guess. It was a short week, so can't say too much. It did seem to have quite a bit of like wobbling and things that like aren't quite straight. Like this whole launch was kind of like curving to the side a little bit. You can always use the 2D straight from top feature to get those like straight segments perfectly straight. And I noticed a lot of like wobbling around too. Could definitely probably use a D-pump or two and some finessing the roll points. But still interesting to see. I see the kind of see the idea at least. And I like this bicolored track that's like only for the first part. Yeah, the airtime launch across the valley is actually pretty awesome. Very fast through that. That would probably kill someone. Could probably also benefit from turning the Heartline on as well. But still, cool to see. And I think that concludes that for the last one.
Really? Blimey.
So, yeah, not too many, only 11 this week. I'm wondering if that's because of the deadline moving up to Wednesday, or if it was just an off week for everyone.
I mean, either way. I mean, all the entries definitely had their very good points at the end of the day, no matter how many we got.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so I guess all there is to do now is go over the winners of the previous week, which, we have another clean sweep.
Is it what I think it is?
It's exactly what you think it is, with a full 50% of the 22 votes, with 11, both for overall best, and more than 50% with 12 of the 22 for best use of templates. Wait, okay, let's do number 3 first. Number 3 was the Zampano and Curly's Blazing Meteor, which got third on both of them.
I liked that.
That one was really cool. The premiere supports were very well done. On second was LSM Trail and Majestic At with Imperia, which I believe was the flyer.
Yep, that's another one that I also checked out as well. That was very cool.
Yeah, the Vekoma flyer was awesome, and I like the supports that interact with the scenery was really cool.
Yeah.
But clean sweep number 1, probably saw it coming. Dark Star and Element 115 with Beppis the Ride, the RCT3 hybrid coaster.
Yeah.
11 votes, exactly half of the overall best, and 12, 54.5% of the best use of template votes. It was crazy. But I think that just about does it here. Thank you for joining.
No worries. Anytime.
Congratulations again to the winners of this week, Element 115 and Dark Star. To nobody's surprise, but congratulations anyways. Do remember to vote for your favorite that you saw in the roundup this week using the Google form at the top of the description below. And without further ado, let's just get into this next week's contest. Now this is week 10. I wanted to do something special for week 10. This isn't exactly the first thing I had in mind, but it is something special. Now, if you had internet access for the past month, you probably heard about the solar eclipse that was happening across most of like the US Midwest. And I was lucky enough to go see it, and the hype still has not worn off for me. That was like the coolest thing I've ever seen. So I figured this next week should be eclipse themed. If you got to see it too, then you probably get the hype. But I've called this week Total Eclipse of the Heartline. Now this is going to be another template week, so if I get in and show the template here, you can see there's actually quite a bit of things, stuff going on. First thing you'll note is this red platform in the center here. And what this little platform is going to be is it's going to be your perspective point, because the object for this week is to create 2 coasters which overlap when seen from a specific perspective. So when you're standing on this red platform in the center, the 2 coasters should basically be on top of each other in the back. Now, it doesn't make sense to do this the entire way down, especially with like scenery and trees and foliage. So that's why I have this red line that goes all the way around here to circle. And that's because any time the coasters pass above this line, from the perspective of the point at least, they should be overlapping. Below, doesn't matter. And this doesn't mean that the layouts have to be the same, it doesn't mean that the elements have to be the same. It just means that one coaster has to be in front of the other one when they're passing above this, so that you can't see the coaster in the back at all. But that on its own is relatively simple, so I wanted to mix this up just a little bit more. And you'll notice I have these 2 lines going across the side, the yellow and blue lines, and those are to represent the maximum and minimum height for the first and second coasters. So the yellow line, the lower one, is going to be the maximum height that the first coaster can reach. So one of your coasters can only be a maximum of 100 feet tall, but your second coaster has to be at least as tall as the second line, the blue line, which is 150 feet tall. Just to make things a little bit more interesting on the front there, so that you have 2 different sized coasters that will have one eclipsing the other. I think that's a super cool dynamic. I know this is a little bit confusing, which is why I'm trying to like explain it as much as possible here. I also have this demo set up here. So the yellow track you can see is much smaller than the blue one. It's shaped differently. They're not the same at all. And these 2 coasters are going to be removed from the template, so you won't be able to see them, but you can see them in the video here just to illustrate like what I mean. So you can see that these are 2 very different sized, different looking coasters, but if I go and stand on the starting platform here, which by the way you can do at any time by hitting move to initial position, and if you ever move your initial position by accident, you can hit reset initial position. It should be from the walking perspective of just the default initial position is what this is. So you'll see if I move to here, that even though those 2 coasters are completely different, the yellow one, when it ends up above the tree line, which is above that, or above that that red line, the yellow is almost completely, if not completely, in front of and blocks the view out of the larger coaster, the blue one in the back. So I have no idea how difficult this is going to be. I think it's fun. I think it's relevant. So we're going to see how it goes. Now we are going to keep the Wednesday submissions going on. I know we had a couple late this week because of some miscommunications, I guess. But the deadline is still going to be Wednesday at noon. Although I will still be keeping the forum open until I make the video, probably later that evening. So because there's 2 coasters this week, it might be a bit of a speed run for some of you. Although do let me know how you feel about that, both in the comments or just tag me on Discord or something. And maybe we can turn this into a 2-week prompt if that's something that people actually want. But for now, we're going to keep the deadline on next Wednesday. I'll put the exact date on the screen. I don't know it off the top of my head. But I think that's about it as far as this contest goes. You can download this template in the description, as well as find the submission form and the vote for your favorite for this week. And again, let me know what you think about any of the contests, about this one, about the format, about the Wednesday deadlines, whatever you want really. But I think that's about it for this one. I will see you next week. Or in 2 weeks, depending on how the vote thing works out, but you know what I mean.